Okay, so this one's more serious because it's basically the shooting survivor. I don't know if you want to watch this or not, but
No, we can.
it's basically Dana talking to the students who survived Parkland shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Except this one, I'm not going to be pointing out as much as what Dana says. I'm going to be pointing out more what the audience says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I feel like even if Dana doesn't like the Democratic Party, she was trained enough to be there and be polite when she was there.
Mm-hmm.
She can believe whatever she wants behind a closed door, but the fact that she was polite when she was there, and you'll see what I mean in a minute.
You know, like
I think it's fine.
People change depending on who they're around. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so, but like her ads are a lot different than what she's doing here because she's representing the NRA and she has to be very careful about what she says, especially because if people don't like the NRA and especially something after that, a lot of legislation could change if people start to go against the NRA. So I'm just thinking, how to put this because I don't know. Maybe when she was writing those ads or whatever, she just kind of go in with the flow of trying to get you to join the NRA or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in this situation, she's polite. She doesn't answer a lot of the questions at first. And I'm pulling it up right now. You'll see what I mean.
She's dodging questions.
Well, at least one of them. But I'm going to be pointing out the people. I'm not going to point out the victims because they went through a lot, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like that area that you're like, okay, we can stay away from that.
I mean, there's things that I disagree with them for sure, but I feel like that era is over.
Yeah,
many people have gone after them. I don't feel like we should be one of those people.
Yeah,
they've had their fair share of people going after them. I'm going to be pointing out.
They need a break, essentially.
Let's just say the one person that I really like in this is the moderator because he says like two things, and I really agree with them both, which is just be quiet.
Okay, all right, let's take it here.
It's a long one, so I'm going to skip through a lot of it.
All right.
I want you to know that we will support your two children in the way that we will not. You will not. The shooter at our school obtained weapons that he used on us legally. Do you believe that it should be harder to obtain the semi-automatic and weapons and the modifications for these weapons to make them fully automatic like bump stocks?
Okay, so this is the question that she ducks a lot. But luckily, I think it's Emma Gonzalez. I don't really I think it's Emma Gonzalez, but pretty sure. Luckily, she goes back and asks her again. And that's one of the things that you can be like, okay, this girl, she's pretty brave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's going up in front of thousands of people. I mean, it isn't CNN, so everyone there agrees with her, but still. She's brave enough to go up in front of thousands of people, and I'm pretty sure this was live when it first came out.
Mm-hmm. She's trying to find the truth.
Yeah, she's trying to expose... Because, like, the NRA is a lobbying group. So their main goal is to get Republicans in office and keep legislation to make them money. But, I don't know. Okay.
Well, first off, Emma, I want to applaud you for standing up and speaking out. And for anyone who has ever criticized you or any of these students up here, including people who have been on my side of this issue, I don't think that anyone should deny you your voice or deny you your position because you are young.
We want to thank you for that.
I was a very politically active
I just want to point out how different she is from those ads to now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean, but at the same time, tone has to change. She's trying to be a lot more assertive and aggressive, I would assume.
Yeah,
trying
in
to
the
get her
ads.
point across. But here she's trying to be more, like, I guess, consoling and being like, hey.
Well, because she's been trained to do this. She's a representative of the NRA. I'm sure she's been trained to be like, don't say anything unless you really have to. Because this is such a delicate situation. I mean, this is a while ago, so I mean, it's not as important anymore. It was one of those things that just kind of blew over. It just took a little more time, which sucks. That kind of stuff can just blow over that quick. But it happened, and it's gonna happen. It sucks. Here we go.
teenager. And I'm on this stage as a result of that. Think of how far you all could go as a result of voicing your beliefs. Now, I want to answer your question.
Sorry, took me a while to say something. I'm just trying to think of how to phrase it. The people there's a lot of people there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is live too, so.
Yeah, but they all hate Dana. And it's really annoying because they don't let her speak a couple of times. It's kind of like what people fight against. Like, people fight against themselves, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They say they don't like how polar the country is, and then they yell at someone when they try to speak.
They're hypocrites, essentially. Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
Yeah. Couldn't think of the word things.
I got you.
I don't know. These people, and you'll see it. It's way more evident later in the clip, but here, let's watch it.
And I want to be allowed the opportunity, which is why I am here, to talk and have this discussion with you all and answer these questions. This is why I came down here. I don't believe that this insane monster should have ever been able to obtain a firearm. Ever. I do not think that he should.
Okay, so I'm just going to skip ahead because basically she says, I don't think he should have gotten it. And then Emma says, I think that's her name. If I'm saying this wrong, it's going to be really embarrassing. But she basically goes again like, well, what's your stance on it? And she says, well, I think the DOJ already made that decision. So, like the government already made that decision on what happens with bump stocks. She never answers about semi-automatic weapons on whether or not it should be stricter to obtain one.
Mm-hmm.
But she did say that her opinion on the bump stocks is the same as what was just put into law. However you say that. Sorry.
Yeah. May I just point out that her ability to dodge this question is just incredible. Because, she asked the question and then she kind of just went on this.
What's her name? Emma Gonzalez. She doesn't fall for it. She's smart enough to realize that she's trying to duck this question, so she asks again. I feel like a lot of people out there would be so staged. They would be frightened of all the people watching them. They would just forget what they even asked. I mean, but this girl, she just keeps going.
Yeah, so she's smart, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with her on a couple things, but I can say that.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion on that, but yeah, in terms of character, good job on that.